Let's start with something that keeps coming up everywhere you listen. Different people, different cities, different ages, but the same feeling underneath it. A lot of people are saying something like this: I did everything I was supposed to do, and housing still feels impossible. You went to school, you worked hard, you built your credit, you saved your money. For decades, that formula came with a promise attached to it that one day, you'd buy a home. And that home was supposed to represent something, a sense of security, a sense of stability, a place that was finally yours, the American dream. But when you listen to the way people talk about housing now, the emotion underneath it is no longer excitement. It's exhaustion. Some people are saying they're in their late 40s and still trying to make the math work. Some people say they bought the house and the taxes, insurance, and repairs now feel heavier than the mortgage itself. And others say they ignored warning signs because they were afraid they'd never get another chance. And then there's a line that keeps showing up in different forms. And this one's interesting. I'm not even sure I want to buy anymore. Now, that's not laziness, that's not failure. That's what happens when people start seeing how the housing system actually works. Because here's something many homeowners only realize after they already own the house. Buying the house isn't the hardest part. Getting approved is not the hardest part. Saving the down payment isn't even the hardest part. For a lot of households today, the hardest part begins after the closing, after the champagne, after the congratulations, after the keys, after the picture in the front door. That's when the house begins introducing itself. And once you've watched enough people go through this process, something becomes very clear. The housing system quietly pushes people through 3 phases. Not mistakes, not bad luck, but stages, phases. And if you listen to how people talk about their experiences now, a lot of you already living inside one of them. Phase 1, you think you bought a house, but what you really actually bought was some type of exposure. Now pause for a moment, because many people recognize this feeling immediately. The house looked perfect during the showing. Of course it did. That's how the process works. You walk inside, it looks great, the kitchen's beautiful, the floor shines, the layout, it feels just right. And you start picturing your life there. The couch is going to go there, the kids are going to sit over there. You're going to imagine where the holidays happen. That's normal. We all do that. It's fun, actually. But the housing market trains buyers to focus on the visible house. And the visible house is not the real house. The visible house sells you. The invisible house bills you. The real house has issues like drainage. The real house has a roof that's aging. The real house has a foundation that slightly moves. The real house is plumbing behind drywall. Buying a house based only on what you can see is like buying a car because the paint shines underneath the dealership lights, while at the same time, the engine quietly negotiates its own retirement. And many people trusted the inspection process to catch those things, which makes sense. But there's also a growing feeling people express once they've gone through this inspection process. And the feeling is that sometimes inspections move faster than the financial commitment that they're trying to protect. Because when you're buying a house, everything moves really quickly. Offers move quickly, deadlines move quickly, decisions can move quickly, and sometimes the biggest financial decision of your life gets evaluated in a single afternoon. And that's phase 1. You fall in love with the house you can see, while the house you can't see quietly waits its turn. And this is where people start realizing something unexpected. The mortgage everyone worried about qualifying for isn't always the hardest part. Many homeowners say something surprising after living there for a while. The mortgage wasn't the worst part. The real surprise was everything the house introduced later. And that's where phase two begins. Phase two is like this. The house starts introducing its real costs. And it rarely happens dramatically. It happens quietly, actually. Housing problems don't arrive like a thunderstorm. I mean, sometimes they do, but they arrive the way a slow leak appears under your sink. Sometimes it's first a drip, then a strain or a stain. Then one day the cabinet collapses. And that's how repair stories begin. Take something simple like a gutter. Maybe it's missing an elbow on the downspout. That's that little curved piece that pushes water away from the house. Without it, rain pours next to the foundation. And at first it seems minor, but water is patient. Water doesn't panic. Water, it just keeps showing up. Eventually the soil softens, the foundation shifts, the floor tilts, cracks appear. It's like leaving a zipper open during a rainstorm. At first you barely notice. Then the rain gets in and everything inside starts paying for it. People talk about floors too. You step into a bathroom and something feels off. It's not dramatic, just a little soft here, a little moisture there. Maybe moisture has been working underneath that floor for years. You don't know. Wood behaves like a sponge left under a damp towel sometimes. Eventually, it changes shape. Then there are roofs. Dark streaks often look cosmetic, but streaks usually mean moisture has been sitting longer than it should have. And moisture only has one long-term plan: break things down slowly. Then there are fogged windows, that cloudy layer between glass panes. That's the seal failing. And once the seal fails, insulation fails too. It's like leaving your refrigerator door cracked open. The system still works, but now it costs more to do the same job. And this is when homeowners begin realizing something important. The mortgage is not the only payment. The house is full of systems, and every system inside that house eventually reaches the end of its life. A house isn't just one thing. It's a collection of aging systems, each keeping its own clock. Which brings us to phase three, when the house stops feeling like security and starts feeling like maintenance. And this is where the emotional shift happens, because now the bills start stacking. Taxes rise, insurances rise, HOA's fees rise, maintenance appears, repairs suddenly appear. And suddenly, the house starts stacking expenses like plates at a buffet nobody remembers ordering. And this is when you hear people say things like, "I love my home, but the bills are crushing us." Or some people say the taxes alone are overwhelming. Or the line that keeps surfacing again and again: the mortgage wasn't the hardest part. Because at the end of the day, homeownership is not just a payment. It's an ecosystem. Owning a house is like adopting a giant mechanical pet. It needs maintenance, it needs attention. Ignore it long enough, and it starts chewing through your savings.